Hello, and welcome to another episode of Wheel of Horror, the podcast where two best friends spin a wheel every day in the month of October, pick a movie, and discuss it. Today we are talking about the 1993 film Hocus Pocus, which was directed by Kenny Ortega. I'm your co-host Alec.
And I'm Eric, and with us is a very, very spooky guest and a expert on all things Hocus Pocus. Hope is Pocus.
That's
Hope.
me. Yep. Hey, how's it going, guys?
I was hoping you were going to be like, well, thank you, Eric, for that marvelous introduction.
We
You
should have
blew it
rehearsed
already.
this. I did.
Yeah.
I know. All right, I'll sharpen up for the rest of the go.
Well, Hope, you and I met each other back in like 2008 in Boston, right?
Mm.
Yeah, so we went to college together at Suffolk University. Sorry, you went to NESAD. Sorry.
Big distinction.
Yeah, so we met around where Hocus Pocus takes place, kind of. And
Yes.
you had told me, I mean, probably within the first day of meeting you, you're like, I love Hocus Pocus.
I think that's the same thing with me. Like, Alec brought me over, like, hey, this is my friend Hope. She's a big Hocus Pocus fan. I know you love Hocus Pocus, Eric. I'm like, okay, yeah.
Yeah. When you guys asked me to be on this, I told my sister, and I was like, Alec's friend. I met him a few times throughout college, but I'm pretty sure the first time I met him, I drunkenly told him I'm the biggest Hocus Pocus fan, and that is the only thing that comes up every time I see him since then. So I'm glad that I've carried on this legacy, and I'm still holding that title.
Weren't you also Ernie and Ice for Halloween, or Ernie or Ice, one of
Yes,
them?
yeah, my senior year
I
in
mean,
high school, one of my best friends and I was Ernie and she was Ice, and we had the whole thing down. We got the costumes down.
no,
Um,
he's the same guy. What's the other guy's name? I'm drawing a blank.
Ernie and Ice.
Ernie's like, my name's not Ernie anymore. It's Ice. What's
Oh,
Jay,
yeah.
Jay?
Jay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, sorry.
Oh my God, no, there's three of them. 3% is there. But yeah, I was Jay, she was Ernie, and it was perfect.
Wait, in college, weren't you weren't you Winifred?
No, I'm saving that for when I can do like a full committed replica costume with
hmm
three, two other people as Mary and Sarah, with me. So
Wow.
Yeah,
one
Okay.
you gotta
day,
wait for that day. You gotta wait
yeah,
for it.
it's
Well,
got to be done right.
we were kind of talking. I mean, Eric, whenever I think of the movie Halloween, I think of Eric, and whenever I think of the movie Hocus Pocus, I think of you, Hope. There's no one who I know that I mean, a lot of people our age love this movie just because it's like the Home Alone of Halloween movies for
Yes.
people our age. But why do you like this so much? What was like your first interaction with it? Like what made Hope love Hocus Pocus?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know. I honestly can't even tell you when it came into my radar or when I was aware that it was my favorite movie. It's kind of always sat there as my all-time favorite. I think a lot of it has to do with nostalgia. It's everything I love. It's New England, it's fall, it's Halloween. It's spooky, but it's not gory or horrible to watch as a kid. And then growing up, it just became way more of like a cult classic for me. And it wasn't always the cool movie to throw back and love. It was considered kind of like a joke for a while. So I committed to it and I held through, and here I am, another basic bitch, just loving Halloween. Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, I think you're right though, Hope. I think about 10 years ago, there were still people that never saw Hocus Pocus. And I think as of 5 or so years ago, everyone in this and their mother has seen Hocus Pocus. Like
Yeah.
it just really blew up around like 2010, 2011
Hmm.
from what I can recall.
You kind of are a little bit like Max, aren't you? You're sort of you were born and raised in California, right? And then you moved out to New England as a teenager,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I never like drew that parallel. That could be exactly what I feel like Max. Yes, a
I can't
virgin that
believe you made me
life of
move
life.
here.
Direct quote from me and when I was 9 as I was dragged to Connecticut. Yeah, that could definitely be it. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't know why, I just thought of that, I was like, "Wait, Hope's from California, and she moved to New England, and now she's just like Max." Yeah.
Would you say you know every all things Hocus Pocus for the most part, or you just love it? Like if I was to give you
Um,
one random trivia question, would you know it? Do you think?
oh yeah, 100%. Wait, I'm trivia champion New York City 2017.
Okay, wow. All right, I'm gonna give you one
Whoa.
really quickly. What is the name of the lobster chef pulls out of the tank?
Angelo.
Ah,
Yeah.
shit. Wow. All right, one more,
Yes.
and this is it. What colors are Max's shirt, tie-dye shirt in the beginning? What makes up that shirt color?
Green and purple.
Those are two. There's one more.
Oh man,
Eh,
red,
you're wrong. You're
red,
so
red.
wrong. Yeah, it was red. It was red. Yeah.
Ah,
The colors of the colors of the witches'
oh,
dresses. Yeah, fun
oh, that's
fact.
such a
Oh,
good
Really good though,
detail.
Hope. No, I'll give you an 85% on the 2 trivia questions.
Thank you. First of all, shout out to my coach and best friend, Lauren Munns, my roommate in New York City, who really just corralled everyone to become the champions that we are today. It took us 3 years to going through. There were like an actual trivia match, like in Manhattan once a year, and so we'd
Oh,
go to
sick.
it, and it took us
damn.
three
I didn't know
years.
that, Hope. That's awesome.
Well,
Oh
you just
yeah,
got
super proud.
you just got my like pretty much my 2 most obscure trivia questions right that I
Oh
can
yeah,
think of.
I can ask you. There were some really obscure ones that they pulled on. What are the name of the parents?
Ooh.
Dad Killa and Madonna. I don't know. That would be my guess.
No, honestly, I wouldn't even be able to tell you now myself. The only way that they're mentioned is through the credits at the end of the movie.
Damn.
Oh damn. Yeah. There's no.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
I think my guess is not bad because that's the only other way they mention it. Dad Killa
Hmm.
and Madonna.
Yeah.
Mm. Super quick about the dad. I don't know if you guys know this. Do you know what happened to that actor?
No.
He
Ooh.
passed away, right?
It's so because he's the bad guy in Dumb and Dumber. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
He is.
it's the
Yeah.
same actor. You ready for this? Be kind of creepy, but he was found dead in a place in Connecticut in 2005
Mm-mm.
with his throat slit. Um, and they ruled it as a death, as a suicide, but
Oh
they couldn't 100% figure it out. And I was always like, damn, that's so weird. Yeah, Canterbury, Connecticut.
wow. That's pretty.
Where's Canterbury, Connecticut?
I don't even
Alec, we're
know.
talking about fun things
Okay,
here and
I
trying
know.
to be uplifting, and you're really
All right, all
just
right.
talking about throats being slit. He did it himself, though. That's horrible.
I don't know. Apparently, maybe it
Damn.
was Winifred's magic. I don't know.
Oh,
Mhm.
dude.
The movie lives on.
All right, back to fun trivia. Did
All
you know
right.
the same cat was used in Sabrina, the Teenage Witch?
I did know that.
Well, so Hope, I had some questions for you though. Like when I watch this now, especially this time, I'm like, this would be the best Broadway musical. Like they
Right.
could do such an easy transition.
Yeah.
There's original music. There's, I put a spell on you, but with their lyrics and stuff, there's so much
Hmm.
dancing and it's a fun movie. It's for kids, but it's also, I don't know. What do you think about that?
It's only one time a year, though, Alec, that people would want to go see it.
Okay.
Give the
You
people
think
what they want.
people are going to go see Frozen year round? I don't know. Maybe that's bullshit though, because they got kid.
Wicked.
That's not really a Halloween. That's more Wizard of Oz, but
Yeah.
that's a reach. No, I mean I think that like gonna go see a Hocus Pocus Broadway play around Christmas time. That's just me, but
Sure.
yeah, I think that might be the only reason why there's not a Broadway play of it.
Well,
Did you guys hear though about the reunion that's coming up? The big reunion with the Friday before Halloween, October 30th. Bette Midler, she's setting up a huge fundraiser. Sarah Jessica Parker, Kathy, how do you say her last name? I am such a jerk. Nimiji, I forgot. The woman who plays Mary is in it, and it's like the New York Restoration Project. It's a nonprofit, like pretty much like a Parks and Rec kind of project place. It's Bette Midler's foundation, but it's going to be a big thing. It sounds like it's really like news is breaking about it. You're gonna have to Google that one. It looks pretty cool.
Oh, I'm adding it to
Ticket,
my phone.
tickets are $10 to stream it. The whole cast is coming back. I know. I think Freeform did a 25th anniversary a couple years ago too.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Bette Midler wasn't involved with that though. I think this is like a huge, bigger.
The
And
whole
they're
cast is coming.
the whole
Even
everyone.
Omni Cats
Yep.
or
Max is coming in. Thor Birch.
he
he
retired.
hasn't been seen since
Yeah, you guys gotta
1993.
Google that. It looks crazy.
Well, Hope, I want to know like what's like your favorite character? What's your favorite scene? What's something that you're like, if I could change anything, I'd change this.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if I could change anything. My favorite characters are definitely Jay and Ice. They're just like the most ridiculous two human beings I've ever witnessed in my life.
Yeah.
And I wish all bullies were that ridiculous. Like, if the worst they could do was just dump out your candy stash, no chocolate bars, I feel like the world would be a
Ding
nicer
ding,
place.
ding ding.
Whoa!
Don't drop your sack.
They are like the perfect
Quote that
bullies in
movie.
the fact that anything you say or do, they're gonna make a comment about it.
Oh,
Anything.
yeah.
Like, oh, I'm a little leaguer, duh. Whoa. And they like pretend to hit it and run around. You're like, wow, they won't give them an inch. They won't let
Oh
them
my
do
God, I
anything.
know. And then, like, later on, they're like, "You want to watch babes undress? I don't feel so good. It's because you ate so much candy, you boinker." Like,
Yeah.
just wholesome fun,
Yeah. I love
wholesome
how
bullying.
in 93, like, this is a Disney movie, and it's all about sex and
Oh,
cigarettes and bullying, and that would never happen nowadays.
oh my gosh. No, like the whole premise revolves around a virgin lighting the candle and how that's like so shocking for a 16-year-old boy to be a virgin. Let's all make fun of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
He'll
get that
get it
cop
tattooed
guy
on his forehead.
well, like, yeah, that guy pulls himself, he's like, "Hey, buddy, come here." He's like, "Are you really a virgin?" He's like, "Gee, what do you fucking expect from me?" Like, "Yeah, I'm sorry." Like, goddamn. Get
And
used
you're
to it.
from LA? Come on, dude. Like
Yeah, or like the scene with Jessica's Yabos. Oh,
Yeah.
Allison's Yabos.
that's probably one of my favorite scenes, the Yabo scene. That
Yeah.
word's not used enough, and
No,
What do you guys think is happening at that party, though? They're like, "Oh, my parents do this, like, every year." That looks like that Eyes Wide Shut, like, murder party, those people.
I don't know. That's my dream party. I just have a few friends on reserve. It's a couple, husband and wife, and we're all going to be the Sanderson sisters together when they debut in a couple years when COVID's over, and they're going to host a colonial Halloween party, and then the three of us are going to show up like the Sanderson sisters. And I am fully prepared to commit and enforce the costume rule.
Yeah.
yeah, there you go. There you go. I've been to that Allison's house, not inside of it, but like in like the back garden and stuff. I was on a tour in Salem and I saw some Hocus Pocus stuff. You ever notice like she's in like a really big, beautiful corset dress and her hair's not done at all?
Hmm.
Like that doesn't make sense. You'd think her hair would be all like dolled up, and she's like, nah, hands in the air, don't care.
She's 16. She doesn't want to be there.
Yeah,
Go
Oh,
for
exactly.
it.
She's like, I'm gonna go bust into the Sanderson sisters' house later tonight. I don't have time to do my hair.
so Allison's mom runs this museum or whatever, and they're like, "A lot of spooky things happened here." It's like, what does that mean? Like, I feel like that would still be open. Like, that would be a major attraction in Salem. Why do you guys think it's closed?
Because a lot of spooky things happened,
What does
Alex.
that
Like,
mean? Was there, like,
I don't
sexual
know.
harassment, or was there, like, actual witchcraft?
Witchcraft, dude.
Mhm.
So, what does that mean? The Sanderson sisters have been, like, they've had 300 years of their dormant, so, like, what have they like, occasionally, they've been able to, like, attempt to escape, or, like, what does that mean?
Yeah, the floorboards
That's
just like
can't.
glow green
Yeah,
every now and then.
the cat's still there.
It's more
No,
the
that's
cat.
probably it. Zachary is
Yeah,
probably out there just knocking shit over and trying to spook people away, and
okay.
he's the spooky thing that's happening there.
Well,
That's my
cool.
guess.
I wanted to ask you this. So Thackeray can speak English. So this is the only thing that I could think of for why he can do that. So he's been alive for 300 years. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
he's genuinely evolved to the ability where a cat could speak English or speak a
Mm-mm.
language if it was alive for 300 years.
Hope you want to take this. I know the answer to this.
No, I'm
He could never speak until the black flame candle was lit.
You think?
oh.
Yeah, he couldn't talk to his dad at the
Yeah,
beginning of the movie.
I noticed that.
He can only talk to people that lit the black flame candle.
Okay, but hold on.
So,
I
because
agree.
he could. Mom, look at my cat. It talks.
I
Hey,
agree with you.
cop, look at our cat. It talks. The cat never talks. He can only talk to them.
Yes, I agree with you that he didn't know how to talk to his dad because he had just become a cat right then and there and he didn't know what he was doing. But after 300 full years, I would assume could probably be like, all right, I'm gonna fucking learn how to speak like a human now. Why only when the black candle got lit? I mean, it seems
It's part of the spell.
okay,
Yeah,
Part of the spell, I think.
okay, okay.
It's the deal. It's part of the deal.
I know. What I'm most confused about is did he have no idea that the curse would be lifted once they were dead, or like why was he so hardcore defending the witches not being brought back when that would ultimately be his salvation?
Mm, and why does he die? Why does he die then? Because Winifred, the witches weren't defeated yet, and he got hit against that rock. He should have ballooned back up, then died once the curse got taken off. You know what I mean? He was already dead before the curse got lifted.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. You think that he could come back. I guess it took him a while. I mean, it took him a couple minutes to inflate again after he got run over by the bus. I mean, you know, I'm not setting a timer, but the witches died like right after that, and yeah, he was flung down, and also he dies and not on a rock, but he hits Emily's tombstone, so he dies right by Emily's tombstone. Fun fact.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know, but I was watching. I was like, why couldn't he just inflate when Max was hanging off the broom?
They used the real cat for that. That wasn't the animatronic. They like used a pump thing and pumped it up. And no, I'm kidding.
What?
That's a joke. That they did. It was an animatronic the whole time. But could you imagine, like, all right, inflate the cat?
It looked good
Oh,
though. The
It was
CGI
really
still,
impressive.
it
Yeah,
still kind of holds up, I think. I don't
for
know.
sure, for sure.
I like the actor that plays the devil, Gary Marshall. I think that whole scene is hilarious. The way they speak to each other, and he's got that like thick New York accent.
I
put
think
in
those.
space.
I think
Yeah,
those two are brother and sister in real life. They're not husband and wife,
I think
right?
you're
Isn't
They
right.
that
are.
true?
Yeah.
That's cool.
He just died recently, Gary Marshall.
I just saw him in a movie recently. What movie was it?
He's mostly a writer producer.
Oh, he's in Never Been Kissed. I saw him in that movie. He's Drew Barrymore's like super boss.
Yeah,
He's like,
Gary
you're
Marshall.
gonna go out there and pretend to be 16 and go back to school. Yeah, I saw he was in that. I just saw that like 2 weeks ago. That's why I'm like, oh, I remember I saw him. I've never seen him in anything else.
I want to ask you guys this though. Okay, so
Bring it on.
so right when Max gets home and his shoes get stolen and he's like pissed off or whatever,
Teenage angst. Yeah.
he goes upstairs and he slams his door. First of all, sick ass skateboard. He's got a pinhead skateboard. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Oh, I didn't see that. That's cool.
Yeah, from Hellraiser. But anyways, so then he gets on the bed and he starts. Let's just say this: if his sister did not come out of that closet, where do we think Max would have gone with that whole "Oh, Allison" in the pillow thing?
We know
Not
her.
Disney. Not
No.
Disney.
Although quite Disney. Quite Disney.
Is that a Disney thing? I was like, this kid's about to
Oh.
jerk off right now, and his sister caught him.
I mean,
Yeah,
the whole
well.
movie's based on virginity. It's fair Disney.
But imagine his sister's like afraid to come out of the closet at that point. And she's in there still watching. Could
I was
be
gonna
weird.
say,
Could get really weird.
You give it 10 more seconds and his belt's off, and she's like, uh-oh. And then she
Like, I can't come out now.
It's so good she went out when she did, because otherwise it would have
Like 20 seconds later could be a whole different scene. Yeah.
You just hear that scream of hers coming from inside the closet, like when he gets too far.
Yeah.
That's like one of the best screams in all of cinema history, by the way, I think.
Definitely how she got the part. It had to be.
Probably.
That used to scare me so bad when I was a kid that I remember when it would come on, I would like change the channel a couple minutes before, because I'm like, I don't have to see that.
I was scared of the zombie as a kid. Doug Jones, who plays Billy. That was scary. That like when he first like comes up and wakes up, I was scared of that. My uncle lived by Marblehead, Massachusetts, which is the town over from Salem, and we'd spend like time up there. And that was the first time I watched Hocus Pocus. I was about like 7, I think. I was scared. That was a scary movie to me.
Oh yeah.
Or 6. Maybe I was 6. I don't know. Still scary. Don't make fun of me, guys. You know, it was scary.
Oh my God. No, I was raised by 2 relatively strict parents, so I was not allowed to watch anything inappropriate. So this was my benchmark for scary for a very long time.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, so your parents,
Yeah.
like, they come in, they see like they're talking about cigarettes and sex. They're like, I don't know, Hope. You're like, please, Mom, this is all I have.
Oh.
This is all I have.
You should witness my mother. Just this is inappropriate. This is just so inappropriate.
Disney,
Yeah.
Mom. She's like, oh, never mind then.
Yes.
It's funny though. I feel like all the Disney movies in this time period, they had that like fantasy score that accompanied everything, and that just makes this movie. Like I was trying to watch it and pretending the music wasn't happening. I was like, this would be tough sell. But the music, no matter what, even if it's just Thackeray walking to the witch's house, like that, there has this musical, like a never-ending story kind of score that accompanies his feet jumping across the rocks. I'm like, oh, this is like everything they're doing feels like an adventure. And Disney does a good job of capturing that magic, and their set design. I mean, you're probably not going to get this reference, Hope, but Eric, Pumpkinhead, this is, I feel like, what they were going for. The witch's house in
the swamp. Yeah.
That looked perfect. I was like, man, I bet
the colors are cool too. Like it's like just like nighttime.
And, look at that
or morning. It was supposed to be, it was morning, right? Weren't they waking up and then it goes to that's maybe like the witch's area is like nice and dark. I don't know. That was cool though. I like the colors a lot. Like all the purples and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, really cool. And the director, Kenny Ortega, he was actually a choreographer for years. So you can kind of see that scene where Bette Midler and all of them are singing "Put a Spell on You." That looks like a Broadway number. I mean, it really does. The way that it's shot and just like the lights and the singing and
Bette Midler doesn't need a lot of direction. She's probably just doing all of it herself. Like literally, she's an awesome voice, and usually he's dealing with like Zac Efron, who doesn't sing in High School Musical.
Oh yeah.
And like Kenny Ortega was like, but Bette Midler probably like stole the show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bette Midler is just unbelievable in this movie. I mean, I talked to Dominic, who did the Silence of the Lambs episode with us, and he watched it like everybody else in the country watched Hocus Pocus this month. He was like, it's just a masterpiece because of her. She's I mean, she is this movie basically. I mean, everything.
Yeah.
Every line she says. Yeah.
Yeah, Hope, look up that fundraiser thing that's going on.
Oh, I will.
On Friday the 30th.
Definitely ordering tickets. I don't even need to read the description.
Do you guys want to talk sequels at all? Like what like do you think a sequel's coming? It
There
sounds
is.
like
There
it's 100% coming.
Yeah, wasn't it confirmed that there was going to be one, but not the original cast?
I think it's got to be the original Witches.
the latest update from a year ago. It says a sequel is announced and is in development as a Disney Plus exclusive with screenplay Jen D'Angelo. Shortly after the report, Midler, Parker, and Najimy all confirmed their interest in reprising the roles. 2020, Adam Shankman is signed to direct. So they're definitely moving at least something.
Yeah, I'd say the stars are aligning now with Disney Plus as well, because it feels like that it's gonna come out. I hope it does. It would be cool to see a sequel, but there's no way it's gonna ever be
Stop
comparable.
it.
I mean, it's just gonna be like, hey, we're having fun. We're making more Hocus Pocus stuff.
I don't understand how they think they're gonna carry on the storyline since like the witches up like ended.
I have a silly idea. Do you want to hear my idea?
Yes.
How it goes. So someone breaks in, like young people break in, same thing happens. They light the black flame candle. The book is still around. The book's the key to it, and they bring them back. However, Winifred learns that, oh, I've already started the spell, so it's like you have to continue sucking the life out of the person you last left off on, kind of thing. And it brings in Max, and he's like 40 years old and like working at an accounting firm, and he's like, could you imagine like how funny that would be? Like they're back, like, and he calls his sister and he calls Allison. I don't know. I think that could be a fun spin to it. It's like, hey, like, what do you mean I have to use the same person? Like, who did I suck the life out of last? And like,
Or maybe
He's
his
still a
kid.
virgin.
yeah, man. Oh my God, even better. He lights it again as a joke. He's like, I thought it happened. It happened.
It's like I thought I had it in the bag with Allison. No.
Oh man,
Danny ruined
that's
it.
even better.
A damn Yabo's comment.
But what
Love
do you
it.
think, Hope, though? Do you have any ideas of like where you'd want to see it go?
No, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Disney Plus's attempts to recreate movies at the moment. So I'm super hesitant or not confident whatsoever in this sequel. I haven't even let my mind entertain an alternative
Well,
because the first one's so good.
you're big Jay and Ice fans. Could you imagine they're the stars of the movie now, and they bring the witches back, and they steal the book, and then
Oh,
they go back and they find it like 10 years later. It's like, oh yeah, this book. Like that's how we can get money at the casino.
It's like a
Like,
Jumanji kind of concept, the way
yeah,
they brought Jumanji
yeah.
back.
Like it's like, let's put this book away. Like they're dead. Like we got out of the cages. And it's like, all right, like how do we pay back our debt? Like, and then they open the book to try to find a spell. I don't know. Could be something stupid like that.
you're right though. They probably would be the ones to take the book. I mean, eventually when they get out, they'd be like, "Yeah, let's take this fucking eyeball book." It is the only thing because I love how it ends on that, where it's just on like the credits
It,
roll on that book.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's gonna be Jay and Ice, the book, and the other characters possibly. But Jay and Ice could be the main people that bring the witches back, or we find out Jay's a virgin too. That'd be even funnier. Like 40 years from now. Oh, dude, they can have fun with it. They can definitely have fun with it.
Well, Bette Midler's like pretty old now. She's definitely in her 70s.
Well, let's see how they look on that Friday before Halloween. They're all three going to be
Mhm.
back. I'm sure they're going to be in costume and stuff.
Yeah.
That they'll look like they really need to suck the life out of children, though, for sure. They'll look like how they were at the beginning of the movie.
Well,
Yeah.
they could go like, yeah, I think that's a cool idea though, Eric, that it's like, oh, we have to go for the same person that we were sucking when the curse got built, but like maybe just for the Disney sake, it's like his kids or something like that, or like Allison's kids.
Yeah, well, the people that light the candle could be like the new people they bring into it, but then like the witches try to like suck the life out of somebody and it's not working, and then she looks at the book and the book's like, you have to go back to the person you started with, and then like it cuts to Max and like, hey, you got to turn off your DVR and then plug it back in, and then like he's working at like a call service center or something.
God.
I think that I would laugh.
It's for kids though. It's about like they're trying
Kids
to
would laugh. Kids would laugh at that.
They're
I
not
think
gonna
that's
laugh
funny.
at a guy who's a loser. He's like, hey, these witches ruined my life.
He's all like bald now. Doesn't have his hair. Still wearing tie dye shirts though.
Oh my god.
Yes.
The one scene too that I was really thinking of is after the Angelo scene where they pick that lobster and Allison knocks the oven open. She's like, wait, guys, I have an idea. How the fuck does she think of that whole plan? She's like, all right, so what we'll do is we'll break into the school and we'll put a tape recorder in the furnace, and then we'll draw them in there, and you'll be the guy in the megaphone or whatever. I don't know. Little
Jeff
bit of
Goldblum it. That's what it's called. She's just like cold, virus. Oh, give the aliens a virus.
yeah, she really. But
Independence Day.
the reason I think they can come back so easily is because of the way they die in that. I'm like, okay, so they get melted and then the smoke just stays and it goes right back in. I'm like, they could probably do the same thing. I feel like the resurrection wouldn't be that hard for them to come back for the sequel.
I can see that. Like every time the black flame candle's lit, they have that night to try to stay alive. It's like a video game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And if you
like
don't, you just go
24
back to
hours.
square one. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But they're gonna be like, "Wow, we look older for some reason." Where have they been? Have they been in hell for the past 300 years?
Yeah. Right?
Yeah. They find it quite lovely.
Yeah. I thought that I always love that line. The other thing, there's not a lot of stuff that they say that they would know. Like, does that make sense? Like, they don't make any pop culture references for the most part. And the only thing that really Bette Midler says that makes it seem like how would she know that is when she's pretending to be a police officer and she's like, pull over, let me see your driver's permit, all that. That's the only thing I could see that like a screenwriter would have written that for her to say. Everything else, like the way she speaks, the way she interacts. Uh-oh.
There's one scene where Mary talks about it's during the scene where Allison has that idea and they're hiding and they come over and Angela goes in the thing and she's like, I smell scrod. Yeah, scrod. You know, you put a little like butter, margarine on it,
Yeah,
breadcrumbs, and
yeah, it's another
she
one.
says
Margarine. Yeah.
margarine, and that I don't think that was
Oh,
invented. I have no idea when margarine
definitely.
Well,
came to
maybe she
be.
saw it on TV when she was watching the TV.
No, she's not gonna be able to put that
I'm just,
together.
hey, I'm just trying to
That's
put.
hilarious though when she screams when she sees the
Oh
baby.
yeah.
That is gold. They got a great reaction shot to that. It's the first
She's
time.
like, I think she's the shining star of the
I,
movie.
I, I would agree.
If
Oh,
you just follow her throughout the whole storyline, the faces, the comments she makes, like honestly, she's the genius and the most empathetic one out of all of them. She knows what's going on.
mm,
Winifred ruins it for everyone because of her ego at the end, having to have Danny and not any of the other thousands of kids walking towards them.
yes, you're right. 100% because they all come to the house and they easily right then and there could just eat one of those kids and then be
Yeah,
like, "Hey, now
that's
we're
what I
good."
would change.
Ah,
Actually, to answer your first question, that's what I would change. Well, not really, but if I was them, I would do it differently.
Like,
yeah, that's the one thing where it's just like, "Damn, if Winifred wasn't such a prideful witch, this would have
Hmm.
been over." Yeah. Yeah, you're right. This is I mean, this is probably the funniest movie not the funniest, but the, like, the kid-friendliest, least horror movie we've watched, but this is a Halloween classic for sure.
yeah. We had to throw it on the wheel. Variety reasons, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Respect.
yeah. I love this movie. It's Halloween in a nutshell.
Oh, yeah, and especially taking place in New England and just yeah, this always is gonna have a special place in my heart, and obviously, I know Hope, you love this movie. Um,
No shame.
yeah,
Love the
good.
movie till I die.
Well, if there's anything is there any last minute, things that you wanna say, Hope, about Hocus Pocus? Anything you love or just sticks with you think about daily, anything like that?
Just how I wish that Disney had their sense of humor today, like they did back then. I just find it like a really hilarious movie. The undertones, the sexual undertones, everything they push in that movie that just like would not fly today. I
Yeah.
wish there was that element of wit to some of the movies today.
Yeah, like, everything feels like it's almost, like, too childish now. There's
Yeah.
no risk
I
at all.
I think here's my last final thought. I think that scene with Sarah Jessica Parker on the broomstick singing "Come Little Children" needed to be a couple minutes longer. That's just me.
Oh, I do
I
have
would
a
have
fun
liked
fact.
to. That you know who wrote that song? Do you have that? Do you know that,
Prince.
Hope?
Mm-mm.
Not Prince. It was James Horner, who's the same guy who wrote Titanic, all the song music in Titanic.
Oh.
He didn't write all the score of Hocus Pocus, but he wrote that "Come Little Children" song.
Hmm,
Oh, that's so funny. I will
But we,
say, so the one little fact that I do have is the friend that I mentioned earlier who was my coach through the whole Hocus Pocus trivia moment, Lauren, she worked directly for Sarah Jessica Parker the
oh,
entire
cool.
time she lived in New York and would go to all these trivia things about Hocus Pocus, and Sarah never knew. Sarah never knew
never knew
Wow.
what.
that Lauren was such a fan, was the Hocus Pocus trivia
Did
champion.
she think she was just there for Sex in the City? Like, what was it?
I don't know. Lauren worked for her shoe company, so it was like a very small, obscure, like a small team. And Sarah wasn't always there. She was a very interesting boss. Like what I know of her now, it's funny to watch her in this movie and just kind of know
Huh.
the
That's
person
cool.
she is. Yeah,
She'll never know though, and that'll be
you never
her
know.
little secret.
She employed her number one fan, Hocus Pocus.
Well, alright, well, why don't we, give that wheel a spin, Ari?
Oh yeah, yeah. Let me pull it up. Mm-mm.
So, Hope, I don't know if you're familiar, but we spin the wheel to decide our next movie right now, so
Very exciting. How many do you have left?
8, right?
Oh, Night of the Living Dead, Alec.
Yes! Cool. All right, awesome. We do have another guest for this one, so it's back-to-back guest episodes.
Ooh.
Yeah, getting
Awesome.
spooky up in here.
That's the oldest one we've done so far, so all right, cool. All right, guys, well, thank you so much for listening in today. Hope, thank you so much for being our special guest and knowing so much about Hocus Pocus.
Honored to be
I'm
here.
impressed. I'm impressed.
Yeah. All right, cool.
That means a
guys.
lot coming from you, Eric.
Thanks. Made my day.
We will see you guys all tomorrow with A Night of the Living Dead.
Woo!
Thanks, guys.